Breaking news tonight, federal prosecutors announced new charges against Donald Trump and two co-defendants in connection with the documents case. So still waiting on an expected indictment for January 6th of the effort to overturn the election. Most importantly, the 60-page indictment alleges that Donald Trump ordered his employees to delete security footage after it was subpoenaed. Trump's head of maintenance at Mar-a-Lago, Carlos de Oliveira, told Mar-a-Lago's IT director, who's identified as employee 4, which means employee 4 is probably cooperating, to delete security camera footage of de Oliveira and Trump aide Walt Nauta moving boxes of classified documents around Mar-a-Lago, including into a storage room just before Trump attorney Evan Corcoran searched for classified documents to try to comply with a subpoena. Now, this apparently came at the request of Nauta, who's already been charged. And it was a day before top brass from the DOJ visited Mar-a-Lago. Quote, de Oliveira told Trump employee 4 that the boss wanted the server deleted and asked, what are we going to do? De Oliveira is also the employee who allegedly drained the pool at Mar-a-Lago and flooded the room that housed computer servers with the surveillance video logs. The month after that conversation with the IT director, the FBI and the grand jury did get the surveillance video, and in August conducted the search at Mar-a-Lago. According to the indictment, following the search, Trump told de Oliveira he'd get him an attorney. De Oliveira is also charged with lying to the FBI when questioned about his alleged actions surrounding the movement of the boxes and discussions about the security footage. Meantime, the additional charges against Trump include willful retention of national defense information. That has to do with a conversation caught on audio tape between Trump and writers working on autobiography of his former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, in which Trump allegedly waved around classified material containing details of a plan by Joint Chiefs Chairman Mark Milley to launch an attack against Iran.
Isn't that amazing? This totally wins my case, you know. Mm-hmm. Except it is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information. See, as president, I could have did less. Now I can't.
Now, they have now found that document, which they didn't initially have. The 3 co-defendants also have 2 new obstruction counts, each relating to the attempt to delete security footage. Trump and Nauta pled not guilty. The previous charges, de Oliveira has a court date set for Monday. Joining me now, Sarah Isker, attorney and former spokesperson for the Department of Justice under President Trump, and Ty Cobb, who served as White House counsel during the Trump administration. Thanks to both of you for coming on the program. Appreciate it. All right, Sarah, let me start with you. What to you is the most important piece of the superseding indictment?
Obviously, we're going to focus on the additional charges for former President Trump, but truly the most important part to me is that they've actually added someone else to these charges. That means potentially we have other cooperating witnesses. It means there's someone else who can become part of this either joint defense or turn state's evidence. So that's really where I was focused on, is the idea of adding another defendant at this point.
It tied to me, I heard others sort of making a really big deal about the fact that they found this document, right? The Iran document. And to me, that just didn't seem like that big a deal that they were able to, quote, finally find the document. It seemed like a much bigger deal to me if they can somehow show with convincing evidence that Donald Trump was ordering security footage to be destroyed. Just big picture. That seems to me worse, right? It shows that this was intentional and that it was on purpose, no?
Sure. I mean, Trump's on record today saying his lawyers went into the meeting with Jack Smith and, tried to convince him that Trump had done nothing wrong and it would be bad for America if he was charged. It's a little late for Trump to be thinking about, America, because he committed one of the most egregious constitutional assaults in the history of our country. But I think you're right, which is this is Trump not only, orchestrating, obstruction. This is Trump going around his own lawyers, to deceive them, which I think actually, the real significance of these charges is it cements in place exactly why the court in D.C. found that Corcoran had to testify pursuant to the crime fraud privilege because the Trump was basically defrauding Corcoran and turned him into a witness.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.